Resident Evil 4 was one of those games where I see other YouTubers either explain why they love this game, how this game influenced their game industry, etc. It was explained as a B-campy horror movie, where it was so bad that it was good. So I decided, why not play the game? So I did, and I loved it. It was fun, it was campy, it was so stupid, but it was just a fun experience, and I see it as a game that I would enjoy replaying again. So I'm just gonna go over my thoughts about this game. The intro recaps the first 3 games, which I already like because it's a sequel that doesn't require knowledge of the other games. Then it shifts to Leon, heading into a secluded part of Spain, who's on a mission to save the president's daughter. Just the intro alone took some time to get used to, as I mainly dislike pin controls. While heading deeper into the village, I saw a dog caught in a bear trap, so I saved him. Just in the beginning, the game tells me that traps like bear traps and tripwires litter throughout the village, but disappear later on in the game. Toughest part for beginners happens right here. You get surrounded by villagers attacking you, and for a period of time you have to defend yourself from being killed. This was to show me that this game would be like this. Well, they did one hell of a job. The attack dies down once the church bell tolls, leaving Leon giving me this awesome quote.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
You gotta love this guy. Alright, for likes, well, I like the story, maybe because it doesn't matter. I definitely love the gameplay. The gameplay is great. The level design was okay, as I felt that I knew where to go without needing a waypoint, but I would frequently bring out the map just in case. Leon was just this goofy, badass character that whenever he would make remarks and comebacks, it made me happy.
Perhaps you are disillusioned with overconfidence, just because you killed my small-time subordinate.
Sadler, you're small time.
Hell, during the end game, there's a throne just there by itself, and you can sit on it. Like, you can just sit on it. This made me laugh so hard. The strategies for killing enemies were diverse. The best strategy was to knock them down and knife them to death. Unfortunately, I used that strategy less when enemies started to swarm me. However, that strategy was awesome because roundhousing enemies while knocking them down was great. Grenades were great to take out a group of enemies too. The weapon variety was well done, from starting with a vanilla pistol or shotgun to buying and creating a powerful pistol, the striker shotgun, and the semi rifle. My favorite gun is a Red 9. The difficulty of the game was the reason why I played the game. After watching Mark Brown's video about Resident Evil 4 having an adaptive difficulty that makes the game harder if you're doing well and makes it easier if you suck, I'm excited to experience that, and I'm satisfied. I did notice that the game would get easier whenever I died or fucked up, and I fucked up a lot during my first playthrough. There were times that I had a lot of ammo and times I didn't have ammo at all. Considering my ammo is usually a problem I dealt with, and space to hold my items was definitely something I dealt with too. Usually, my space was so full of animal and or herbs that I didn't have enough room for my items, so I would get rid of useless items that I didn't use. In hindsight, I should have sold them to the merchant instead of throwing them away. Also, the merchant is my favorite merchant in gaming culture. Is there a reason why he's there and why he have red eyes? Is he different from the villagers? Anyways, whenever he says,
"What are you buying?"
I felt giddy and understood why the merchant was so well liked and memorable. When I heard that Ashley dragged the experience and the whole game became an escort mission, I thought, oh, it can't be that bad. And it wasn't. When she gets kidnapped and starts screaming for help, however, that becomes annoying. Although it's annoying that when I'm doing fine, Ashley dies, either by an enemy or me when I accidentally shot her. It would tick me off when I have to go back to the previous checkpoint because of her. It would have been worse if she was with me 24/7, especially chapters that are full of high action. Yeah, for most chapters she wasn't even there. To be specific, there were chapters that didn't have her at all. So to say that she dragged the entire game is not completely true. With that said, let's talk about the other characters. Like I said, Leon is this goofy, badass character. Ashley fits the stereotypical damsel distress. Some of the other characters are memorable too, except this guy. Let's talk about little Napoleon here, Ramon Salazar. Yeah, the last thing you expect was seeing this guy here. He is such a good shift from the semi-serious feel the village gave us to the silly, campy side for the remainder of the game. Krauser, I hope I'm saying his name right. Krauser is introduced endgame, and by how much shit he'll give you, you're going to remember him, even after death. Ada Wong is a fan fatale in the game, that's all I can say. The main 3 locations that gamer will traverse through are the village, the castle, and the island. The village introduced a good intro for players. The bear traps and insta-kill psychopath definitely works. The village will be littered with traps, so I made sure to watch my surroundings. The puzzles themselves are interesting and are fairly difficult, but I lost my patience with some of them. The castle are well kept, and the castle doesn't use traps like the village did. There were definitely some funny moments in that castle, like the roller coaster carts were hilarious. Like, why would they be there? Also, the part where 2 cultists are driving towards Ashley, I can snipe them and the door opens. I love this part. And the final cherry on the metaphorical sundae is being chased by a giant statue. You can't say that wasn't fun. The island is where the villains do the research and holds generic looking villains and very terrifying ones. But I'll talk about them later. I don't know, I felt the island lost some steam, but I can't say it wasn't memorable. I mean, with Did you forget Regenerative Monsters? A crane game with zombies being the prize? Leon actually jumping into a dumpster? Actually driving a fucking bulldozer? Dodging on laser grid security? Matrix style? The throne scene, running circles from Abomination. And during chapter 5-4, Mike the Guardian Chopper guns down enemies, then is killed by RPG. The special enemies and bosses definitely stood out to me. Now I see why Shinji Mikami used Chainsaw Man while creating Evil Within, because he was fucking terrifying. Facing him for the first time, I was terrified from being insta-killed, but later on the fear diminished once you get powerful weapons. I told you the best strategy was to shoot them in the head and kick them, right? Well now it doesn't even completely work, as Parasite will pop out from their heads. Doesn't matter if you get a headshot, as losing their health will cause the Parasite to come out in general. In the castle, these enemies called Gargadors, they were basically blind Wolverines that use their hearing to move. Oh, the worst enemy in general with the fucking Verdugo. The fucker chase you on the ground and you can't kill him. All you can do is slow him down with liquid nitrogen and run like hell for the elevator. The worst part is that I had to wait for 4 minutes for the elevator to come up. Got so bad that I just ran around the table near the elevator so I can just run there. It was so fucking terrifying. Regenerates. Pretty simple. You don't know how to kill him yet? All you can do is shoot his legs and run like hell. When you get the thermoscope for the rifle, you can see the parasite that surrounds the monster, killing it once and for all. Let's talk about boss fights. Oh, whatever this thing's name is, it was disgusting, and it was hell-bent to kill me. It'll chase you in cages that you gotta escape through. It'll keep chasing you till you're dead. Even after killing it, the insect keeps going. It just wanted me dead. Napoleon here took a few tries, making me reset a few times. It's better to stay on the high ground, as falling to the ground led me to be bombarded by parasite. Fuck these things. All you gotta do is shoot the eye, then shoot the boy, and bam, he's dead. Okay, for dislikes, one thing that bugged me is Ashley. Yeah, I said how the design for her was well done, but the only thing that annoyed me was not teaching her how to use a gun. Leon would totally teach Ashley how to use a gun. Hell, having another pair of eyes that can back you up would be great. Who wouldn't want that? But I guess if they taught Ashley how to use a gun, then they couldn't have the player being protective towards someone who can't defend themselves. That's really it from things that bug me. How about the extra content? Separate Ways shows why Ada was there. She's looking for a sample of the plague for Wesker. It fills in plot holes and questions that players had during their game. It lasted around 3 hours for me, and you get a new gun for New Game Plus. Asami Ada is a non-canon minigame where she needs to get 5 samples plus Plagas. It's a fun minigame. So, Resident Evil was fun. It was a fun, campy, silly game that I see why people play it multiple times, and why it's their favorite game in the Resident Evil franchise, even after 13 years after its release. Though there was some trouble for me, it didn't diminish my enjoyment from it. After this, I plan to play some more Resident Evil games and experience them for the first time. Not RE5 and 6 though, I already played those.